Let's also do some black market activity. The Fishy Confectioner can draw a card from the loot deck. If it is an ally, item, or service, we can buy it. We're also going to do the trade action, but this is separate from the trade action. So it is an item. It is a dart rifle. Oh, and I'm just realizing... Okay, I was wondering, why is a dart rifle any better, or what distinguishes it from a weighted pistol? Oh man, this is bad. All right, let me just show you the dart rifle real quick. So it attacks using perception. It doesn't ignore a point of armor like a weighted pistol. But see that little thing right there where it says uses darts? Let me now show you the weighted pistol. Uses shot. Now, what I was confusing this with, let's see if there's anything. Some items use ammo, and I think it says uses ammo as a generic descriptor for darts and shot. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, the point being, shot and darts are two different kinds of ammo. This right here obviously is a dart. That can't be used in a weighted pistol. Now, it's still another asterisk, but I don't think it helped us that much. I can remember one time, there might have been two, when we dazed something with this. Yikes. So, all right, all those times that I was loading my weighted pistol with darts, illegal use of a weighted pistol and tranquilizer darts. So the point being, this dart rifle would now finally go with these tranquilizer darts. But do I want to buy it? Yeah, and the advantage of it is you can use it in melee using a strength roll. I guess you don't really need to. Shoot a monkey, wow. Well, let's see. Oh, can we even afford it? No. Well, timing, that was terrible. I could sell something. I don't want to sell the spiked... Actually, I do maybe... No, I think I don't want to sell that. Is there anything I want to sell to get one gold piece? Oh, and actually, this is a black market action, so we can't sell anything. If we had done the mastery level on the black market action, we could sell stuff, but because we are not masters at the black market, we're just novices, we can't sell anything, so we can't possibly get 10 gold, so this goes back into the loot discard pile. But that also now means our tranquilizer darts aren't useful, and I don't know how many items in the loot deck actually use darts. I think there's a dart pistol that a hunter character starts with. We just saw the dart rifle. But yeah, so I believe this card only works with 2, maybe 3 or 4 cards in a loot deck of 211. So I think we'll be selling the... Oh, no wonder they're only worth 3. Yeah, all right, well, that's an asterisk. I can take it. All right, so that was the black market ability. Also in town, we will do a trade action. The town level here is 4. It's explored, so we're going to flip up 5 cards to possibly buy. So if you've completed your mission's objective at the end of the encounter phase, you are victorious. So I'm actually not victorious, and I therefore don't get my reward until this encounter phase is over. So I can't roll into Pigskin Port, do this trade action, and decide beforehand, I'd like my reward money now. So making do with just this 9 gold, we could buy a smoke bomb, silver shot, there we go, mold melter, a mystic geode, or an arquebus. So I can sell things if I want to buy any of these. I can sell them at half price. I can use transmute to discard an item and make a magic test. If you pass, you gain gold equal to its cost. Her magic test is a 7. That seems risky. Well, this is an intriguing spread of items. Let's see. The arquebus, I can only fire that every other turn. It's like a musket. You have to reload it. But it is great. It ignores 2 points of armor. The Mystic Geode is basically free luck. The problem, or the reason it's not just an infinite supply of free luck, you can only charge it up when you're at a void gate, and there aren't any on the map yet. My Void Witch likes void gates, or in a metaphysical space. Also none of those on the map yet. But once those are present, the Mystic Geode can basically become a luck factory of sorts. A mold melter gets rid of a fungus marker. Those tend to pop up in the wetlands, which you'll note we haven't even been down there. I'm not sure if we're even going to go there. So fungus isn't really an issue for us. The silver shot does extra damage to the undead and lycanthropes and ignores the keyword ghostly, which is good. If you remember, that ghost swarm could have caused a problem earlier. Also works with our weighted pistol, unlike the tranquilizer darts. And the smoke bomb lets us basically cancel a combat and say, never mind, you throw it down as a combat action and then nobody can attack and the adventurers can freely escape. And is that, yeah, ignore the pursue keyword. So, I can't afford that. This, I don't know that I'll get to use anytime soon. I would like it. Don't care about the mold melter. I would love the silver shot, of course. The smoke bomb would be nice. We're going to get 4d6 gold, so anywhere from 4 to 24. I basically want to use that to improve settlements for reasons that will become clear once we start doing our next mission. I could sell some of this food. What's left? The chicken feed. Ugh, chicken feed. I could sell it for the price I bought it for. That's 1 gold. I could sell the spider cider for 1 gold. I don't want to sell this maul, because I like the fact that the fishy confectioner can decide to ignore armor. The barbed whip is nice, and it's only 4 gold. Oh man. All right, we're gonna sell some of this stuff. Oh look, there are 2 smoke bombs. Are they the same? Yeah, they're the exact same. We've already got a smoke bomb, so no reason to buy another one. This cleansing elixir, we want this because there is an outbreak of plague, just in case we run into that. Let's keep that. So we'll sell a painkiller for 1 gold. You know, we already sold the fluffy familiar that the fugitive fop started with. I hate to do this, but we might sell this little fella, the Scrog of Burden. It would get us 4 gold. We are at our limit of 2 heavy items for the fishy confectioner. Nobody else is carrying heavy items. It's not like we need this poor little thing. I feel like such a jerk selling off my pets. Let's see, what do I need to actually buy the stuff I want? $7, so I could afford these. If I had 15, I could get that. I think we're gonna sell the Scrog of Burden. Did you guys see the movie Wendy and Lucy? It's like that. All right, so if we give the painkiller to the fishy confectioner, the fishy confectioner puts up for sale the Scrog of Burden and the painkiller. That's going to be 1, that's going to be 5, and surely we're not going to roll a 6. So that's 5 gold that we're getting. It necessarily goes to the fishy confectioner because she's the one that has to sell the stuff. She's going to lose the gold and therefore take a morale hit for being money hungry. I think we're going to say never mind to the Mystic Geode. So we're getting 5, we are spending 7. Now I'm mainly selling stuff because I want to use the fishy confectioner's ability to earn luck. Each character has a unique way of earning luck. The fishy confectioner's way is by selling stuff. So we're going to sell this stuff for 5. Goodbye, Scrog of Burden. We'll miss you. We're buying a smoke bomb, another smoke bomb, so another get out of jail free card. and the silver shot going with the weighted pistol. Oh, I should sell the tranquilizer darts as well. Yeah, so there's another 2 gold, which means the fishy confectioner doesn't even have to roll. She's easily going to get a point of luck from that transaction. All right, and that was our trade action. Do we want to do fine dining? We might as well. Who's not carrying food? Just the Void Witch. All right, so we're going to do the fine dining action, which is simply drawing 4. Is it 5 plus 1 for being explored? You know what? I have to look up my own mod. All right, I have gone to Board Game Geek and looked up my own mod in the variant section. Yeah, fine dining is basically the same as a trade action. You draw food cards equal to the town level plus 1 if the town is explored. So we're going to flip up 5 food cards, which looks like is most of the deck, half of the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, Eye of Scrog. Discard to become focused. That's a bonus to perception. It's expensive. Flagon of Ale. Recover 1 wound, but you have to make a Constitution check. Scrag's Milk, we just had some of that from the Goblin Merchant. Become invigorated. You can use Luncheon Truncheon as a melee weapon. You can also eat it to remove fatigue and weaken. So if you fast traveled, eat this and you're refreshed. You can throw it on the ground in combat, and oozes and vermin can't attack until next turn. And Magic Mushroom. Here we go. Discard this card. Make a Constitution check. If you fail, you're poisoned and slimed. Whether you pass or fail, gain experience points. This is definitely worth the gold. So we will be buying some magic mushrooms. Is there anything we want to? Remember, each character can only carry 1 food item. Do we want to hang on to the spider cider? So we had the spider cider to become invigorated. The black sword seems to be doing that just fine. So we could get rid of this. And note, this is not a trade action. It isn't exactly like a trade action. It's similar to a trade action, but unlike a trade action, you can't sell food back. I don't know if you've ever gone to a restaurant, but I can't roll into a restaurant and bringing with me food from my own house and saying, oh, I'd like to order a meal and I'd like to pay for it with some of this food I brought from my house that I won't be eating. So it's not like I can sell the spider cider back, but I can discard it if I want to buy something else. So we're definitely buying the magic mushrooms. That's going to cost us 3. I feel like this Eye of Scrog might be nice because there's no risk to eating it. It is expensive though. The Luncheon Truncheon, I'm not that worried about ooze or vermin because remember, our chicken feed can also keep goblins and vermin at bay. And ooze, I believe, tends to concentrate in the wetlands. Believe it or not, that's an actual facet of this game's ecology. Luncheon Truncheon, yeah, we don't need these other things. So I'm just going to buy the magic mushrooms. So shuffle everything other food back into the food deck. And according to the fine dining mod, the food deck has a fungus token put on top of it to distinguish it from the regular loot deck. It's just a little interface addition that I came up with. All right, the magic mushrooms, do we want to use them this turn? So let's see, who needs experience? So if you recall, one of the main things that we're wanting to do with our skills at this point is get the Void Witch a healing skill to take up the slack for the fishy confectioner. Although I'm also wanting to upgrade this to the front. Let me see real quick how much Mend Wounds costs. I'm pretty sure it's expensive. I'm gonna guess it's one of those 13 pointers. Oh, only 8 points. All right, so let's ingest some magic mushrooms because it requires a magic test. Now this is weird. It says whether you pass or fail, gain your magic test's result and experience points. If you fail a test, the result is 0. And I just verified that. So why does it say whether you pass or fail, gain your magic test and experience points? So yeah, if I fail, I'm gaining 0. Duh, I failed. I don't understand the point of that. So the Void Witch is going to eat the mushrooms. First, she has to make a Constitution check of 5. Oh, she succeeded. She will not be poisoned and slimed. Now she makes a magic check. She succeeded. She gets 4 experience points. And she is exalted. So experience goes from 4 to 8. Guess what that's about to be spent on. And because we are exalted, we get +1 magic until we rest next time. All right, that was fine dining. The mushrooms get shuffled back into the food deck. Let's see, other things we can do this turn. Did we do a puppet show here yet? Yeah, oh, I think we did. Remember, it was a crappy puppet show. We failed the puppet show in Bandit Camp. We did a 1 gold piece puppet show here in Pigskin Port. So let's go ahead and just spend experience points. The Fugitive Fop has 8 to spend. And the Void Witch has 8 to spend, which we will spend down to 0 to learn Mend Wounds. Actually, I better make sure that I'm eligible for it. Mend Wounds, you have to be a Scholar or Wild. Oh, shoot a monkey. The Void Witch is neither. Our Scholar is the Fugitive Fop, and Mend Wounds requires a magic check. That's a 7. I mean, there's no penalty for failing the magic check. All right, I guess our Fugitive Fop is going to also have to be our medic. So the Fugitive Fop will then spend the 8 experience points to learn Mend Wounds. And the Void Witch, let's see if she can get Magic Missile. The benefit of Magic Missile is if you run into something ghostly, which halves your attack if it uses Agility, Perception, or Strength. Oh wait, this uses Perception. Actually, I think Ghostly, does Ghostly affect Perception? So actually, my thinking about Magic Missile, oh, I see. A normal Magic Missile uses Perception. So if you run into something that's ghostly, your attack is still halved. However, an upgraded Magic Missile can use a magic check. And if you, all right, I think we'll go ahead and get this for the Void Witch with an eye towards upgrading it. So we're spending 8 on a Magic Missile. And the Fishy Confectioner with her paltry 4 experience points will not be training. All right, we don't have enough money to invest. We've only got, what are we looking at? 5, 9. We've got $16. It takes 20 to upgrade an area. So we can't do that. We can't do the invest. So we're going to end the encounter phase. Actually, using the magic of film editing, I'm going to go back in time to before I ended the second mission. I am used to thinking of the game as a continuous sequence of map phase, danger phase, encounter phase, map phase, danger phase, encounter phase, map phase, rather than discrete turns where you start, do the map phase, do the danger phase, do the encounter phase. You get in a roll. So I finished my map action phase, which was resting. What I didn't do, I went straight from resting, and I even looked up, hey, that it's at the end of the encounter phase that you win the scenario, the mission. Well, I was in the map action phase when I looked that up, and then I'd completely neglected to proceed to the danger and encounter phase. So that's why we're backing up in time using the magic of film editing. All that's changed is I gave myself the reward for this scenario. So let's real quick do a danger draw, an encounter phase. If it's anything that uses 1 point of luck from each character or a total of the 15 gold I'm about to earn, we'll pretend that's not there. So here we go. The last we saw, Witch Hill went up in danger. I am in a town. We're in bold stance, so there's not going to be an encounter. But actually, there might be a settlement encounter. Okay, so there's a settlement encounter. For a minute, I thought it was that Void Hound again. There will be a settlement encounter. We easily pass our check because, again, there's no danger level in a town. And reshuffle the danger deck. Man, I am shuffling it. I don't know why this thing keeps ending up near the top. And again, that's a free turn where the danger level doesn't go up. So the only thing we need to do now to catch up is our settlement encounter. All right, so let me give this a really good shuffle. I don't think I've ever gotten through more than 10 of the cards before having to reshuffle the deck. Which, statistically, that's not that unusual. There we go. And I tell you, what better way to start off a new mission than with a completely fresh new danger deck. For the settlement encounter, we draw one. We check if it applies to Pigskin Port. If it doesn't, we redraw. This is any region. And what we've encountered is a stench. Resolve immediately. If we'd had combat, why would we have combat in a settlement? Are these all meant what? The foul odor of refuse and rotting meat permeates the area, overpowering your senses. Unless an adventurer in this space discards incense or perfume, you'd think the fugitive fop might have some perfume, but no such luck. Each adventurer makes a constitution check. If you're accustomed to comfort, speaking of the fugitive fop, roll an additional die and use the highest 2. So if she's accustomed to comfort, why is it easier for her to pass a constitution check when something stinks? If you fail, you become demoralized. So basically, constitution or demoralized. The fugitive fop gets to roll 3 dice. We'll start with her constitution of 6. Oh, I see. Use the highest 2. So she's less likely to make it. Well, that's a 2 and a 3, so she dealt with the smell. The Void Witch has a constitution of 5, only rolls 2 dice. She makes the check. The Fishy Confectioner, come on. She's a fish. She lives in a village full of stinky, gross fish. She fails the check and is demoralized. And discarding this. Okay, now we're caught up. Now we go back to basically turning in our mission, finishing our quest, and then moving on to the next one. So we're going to end the encounter phase and therefore complete the mission to set up a caravan. We've done it wonderfully. Here's our gold reward. I will take that. So let's see, 15 gold pieces spread evenly. That's easy, 5 each. So from 7 to 12, from 4 to 9, from 5 to 10. Everyone gets a point of luck. And also, I could have removed a doom counter, but we don't have any of those out there. If there are any merchants in the party, there are, the Fishy Confectioner. The merchant with the highest morale, the Fishy Confectioner, being the only merchant, may take a triumph card called Importer. So triumph cards are kind of like achievements or special quest powers or perks. Importer. So our Fishy Confectioner, where'd it go? Oh, these are weakness cards. We don't get a weakness. A triumph card. Triumph is orange, of course. So Importer means... Actually, there's no artwork. Why am I kidding? You've learned a thing or two about local bartering customs during your travels through the wastelands. It is specific to our wasteland travels, of course. When you trade in the Badlands, why would we... The only time you would trade in the Badlands is if you've upgraded the Goblin Fortress to a town. That's awfully specific. When you trade in the Badlands, you can purchase items for 1 gold piece less. All right. My official reaction to being an importer, big whoop. And now to read you the flavor text for our victory. Oh, there isn't any. It just says, okay, well, there, I'll read you this. So we have completed the caravan, and now it says, take advantage of the information you've gathered to wage war on the goblins. That's the name of one of the scenarios. Or do what you can to unify the highlands in preparation for the greater war to come. All right, so we now have to decide, do we want to wage war here, or do we want to do various quests to build up the towns, the settlements in the highlands? Now, I don't know if this is regarded as a spoiler, but the way that the campaign works is once we've done either of those, we can then immediately go on to the final mission. This would then be a 4-mission campaign. If we unify the highlands before we go on to the final mission, we can, if we're feeling vindictive, I suppose, wage war on the lowlands, on the jerks who put us in prison. So I basically have to decide, do I want to do 1 more mission before fighting the final baddie, or 2 more missions? Because if we go over here, oh, and by the way, these are going to come off. I just know that in advance, so let's get these out of the way. So if we go over to do the war on the goblins, our only option afterwards is to fight the Hand of Doom. If we unify the highlands, we can see how it goes. If we feel powerful enough, we can then immediately fight the Hand of Doom. But if we feel like maybe we need to level up a little bit more, we can wage war on the lowlands before dealing with the Hand of Doom. Furthermore, I think that unifying the highlands is, there's more unpredictability. We're going to roll off of a pair of tables. I'll just show you now. We're going to roll off of these 2 tables right here. Here we have a purple page and an orange page. Each of them has 6 different quests. We randomly roll 1 orange and 1 purple, and those will help us meet the mission objectives, which are improve Pigskin Port, which is already in great shape, improve the Watchtower. Is it the Watchtower? Yeah, because it's a settlement, and improve the Bandit Camp. So we have to get both of those to a town level of, it's either 1 or 2. And those, that basically requires spending money. We've got enough to start on 1 of them, but the purple and gold quests also give us ways to improve the level in those spaces. So anyway, the point of all this being, I have 2 choices: fight goblins or bring together everyone in the highlands, all these bandits and these crazy people in this temple to the north. Which one do we want to do? And I have decided that for our next mission in this campaign, we are going to oh, shoot a monkey. Ugh.